Hey everyone, I'm Jamin with Integrity Roofing Systems, and in this video I want to cover the topic of downspouts. Oftentimes when we replace a customer's roof, we will also replace their gutters and their downspouts as part of the project. Now, part of this project, customers have to decide whether they want a steel downspout or an aluminum downspout, and most customers have really never thought about it. They don't know what the pros and the cons of each option are, and so that's what we're going to cover in this video. First, let's talk about steel downspouts. So in my hands is a steel downspout. First and foremost, the reason why I like steel is I just really love the look of steel. It is rectangular. It is neat, it is clean. I think that it looks really sleek and it complements the look of each person's home. That's why I personally like steel. Now, one of the other advantages to a steel downspout is that it's very hard to dent. So if you have garbage cans, or if you have kids that are running around the house and there's high traffic areas, then it's going to be really hard to damage this downspout just because the metal is so thick and tough. So that's another reason why somebody might opt for a steel downspout. Now, the reason why some people don't like steel downspouts is that the way that a steel downspout is actually cut or manipulated to run from the gutter down to the ground, there's going to be hard right angles. And so what we'll do is we'll come in and I'll throw up a photo of what the cuts in a steel downspout look like. But we will make a cut in the downspout, and then we will actually bend the downspout, and what you'll end up having is a hard right angle in the downspout. And what that does is one of the side effects is that it kind of slows down the pace of water, or it can slow down the pace of water. And so this potentially can restrict the speed and the pace at which water flows through it. Now, I really don't see this very often. It's possible, and for that reason, some people decide that they prefer to not go with a steel downspout. I think that that's personally splitting hairs, and I really don't think that that's something that we see that often, but it's something that I wanted to mention, something to take into consideration. One thing that I should also mention before I forget is that whether you choose a steel downspout or whether you choose an aluminum downspout, these all come in about 40 different colors. So most people end up choosing white, but there's a lot of colors to choose from, regardless of whether you go with a steel downspout or an aluminum downspout. So I think that kind of covers the topic of steel downspouts. Let's move on to aluminum downspouts. This is an aluminum downspout. So one of the things that you might notice right away is that there are these corrugated vertical lines that go down the downspout. I personally, this is just my preference, I don't love the look of the vertical lines. Some people, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So some people might actually prefer this look, and that's fine. You'll notice that also this is slightly wider. And the big advantage to an aluminum downspout is actually how the elbows or the turns in that downspout are made. So what you'll notice here with this elbow is that the change of direction is kind of like wider and more sweeping. And so that allows for more water, or less prone to being potentially clogged with an aluminum downspout. And so that is kind of part of the motivation for choosing an aluminum downspout. Also, aluminum doesn't rust the same way that a steel downspout potentially could. So I think if I had to summarize it, it really kind of comes down to what type of person are you? We service thousands of customers, and everyone's personality is a little bit different. So, I mean, I have some customers that will tell me straight up, I do not care about aesthetics. I only care about function. I only care about performance. If that is you, then you might lean a little bit more to an aluminum downspout. But if you're somebody that does care about aesthetics, that wants everything to look really seamless and polished and neat and clean, sleek, then you might fall more into this steel category. The thing that I should also say is that throughout the Bay Area, I mean, there are hundreds of thousands of homes that have aluminum, and there are hundreds of thousands of homes that have steel. They both function really well. If one was an obvious choice, and for instance, if steel was a bad choice, then we would just tell people don't install steel, and we wouldn't install it because it would make customers, they wouldn't be happy with that end product. So this is not, we're kind of splitting hairs a little bit here on this topic, but at the end of the day, it's your decision to make. There's not really a wrong way that you can go. It just kind of comes down to what's your preference. Do you care about the way that one looks? Do you not care the way that it looks? Is clogging a really, really big concern for you? There's just a lot of these little things to consider, but regardless of whether you go with an aluminum downspout or a steel downspout, I think in the end you're going to be really happy. That's it.